final night of Chariots of Thunder here in Darwin, and we're hanging out with Ryan Farrell from WA. He's a 48-year-old driver who's had a few years off. If you haven't heard already, his story's been kind of put out over the last few years. He's had some ups and downs, but really tonight I really want to concentrate on his racing and his return to racing after, I think he said, about 7 years. In that time he's only done a handful of races, so looking forward to following him around for the night and see how he's tackling returning to racing after so long off. And as we all know, it's not that easy to adapt and compete with guys who are doing so much racing year round. So should be a good night with Ryan, and I hope you guys enjoy this video.
Yeah, mate, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying being back in the car. I'm not enjoying being uncompetitive, but but I mean, I've just hadn't done any racing, so you know, it's unrealistic to think I could just come back and be competitive again. But you know, I mean, I've enjoyed being back around the cars again, and I've enjoyed the camaraderie, catch up with with mates I haven't seen for a long time. So to that end, it's been really good.
Does it feel good to be back at a track that you've had a bit of success at?
It does, although we haven't had much success here this time around. It's a difficult beast, Darwin, and in the past I've had a lot of success here, won a lot of races here over the years, but you know, last year and this year's been tough.
Any surprises with your race fitness?
No, not really. To be honest, I haven't put a huge amount of effort into my race preparation as I never have. I've always been able to get away with it over the years, but certainly this time around it's been tough. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't beat race fitness. You know, I haven't done any racing, so I don't have any race fitness. So, you know, I've been getting tired in heat races. So, you know, yeah, it's been tough.
How long have you had off from racing?
Well, up until this time last year, I hadn't raced in nearly 5 seasons. So it was a long time out of the seat, and I convinced myself that I could just sort of come back and jump back in and sort of pick up where I left off, but that wasn't reality. And unfortunately, we plan on doing more racing between this time last year and this year. We plan on doing some, half dozen races to get myself ready for this year, but for one reason or another, we weren't able to get an engine, and there was just different reasons why that didn't happen. So I only managed to do one race meeting effectively between this year and last year, and it's tough, and it is this. The quality of field here is as good as anywhere in the country. All the best guys in Australia are here, which is how I would normally like it. But it makes it tough. At the moment I can't even make the show. So hopefully tonight we can, and every night's a new night. You reset and go again. All you can do is your best, and at the moment my best is good enough. But hopefully tonight it is.
Can you explain for the people who don't know why you stopped racing?
Lots of reasons. Pressures brought upon myself by myself. I got a bit of disillusioned with the sport, and it was a big part of my life for a long period of time. It was my whole life for a long period of time, and I just wore me out in the end. Politics in Perth. I got disqualified the last season I raced. For going out on the track and showing a bit of emotion, which was disappointing. Like I say, a lot of what I've done to myself, I brought on myself. So I'm not whinging or complaining about that. But I had enough. And to be honest, I had 5 years off and I didn't miss it. I think I went to the Speedway maybe a dozen times in 5 years, and I still love my racing. I'm still a racing enthusiast, but I didn't miss it. I didn't miss being out of the car. But in saying that, my old man's been really keen to go back racing again, and my crew chief Brendan Puddy and my close supporters are all been very keen to see me get back in the car, and to see how keen they were to see me go back and try have another go sort of made me keen again. And I have enjoyed being back working on the cars again and being around the sport again. To that end, I have enjoyed it, but when you've been as competitive as I have and had some success in the sport like I have, it's very hard to come back like I am at the moment and be as uncompetitive as I am. It doesn't make it much fun. good. We struggled a bit. Not really sure why. Well, I do know why. The driver's not getting the job done, and yeah, not really sure. We haven't qualified more the whole time we've been here actually, so can't really put our finger on why. But certainly makes your night more difficult when you can't qualify well with this format. So probably gets it now. We're deep in the heat, and we got to run. Well, try and run top 3 to make the A. We're pretty confident we won't. So we'll just do what we can do and try and make the show.
How's the car feel? Comfortable in it?
Ish. Yeah. I mean, not as comfortable as I'd like to be. But you know, without putting any shit on my guys, I think the car's pretty good. I think it's motivating me. You know, just haven't done enough laps, so the feedback's not there. It's all happening pretty fast for me at the moment. Yeah, it's not really where I want to be, but you know, I just want to get through tonight and try and put on a reasonable showing and just try and make the A. It'd be nice tonight. You know, I never thought I'd get to the point where I was just be happy to make the A main, but that's about where we're at the moment.
Just need to make the most of the start of the heat.
Just need to really go for it at the start of the heat race, and without putting yourself at risk too much. I don't want to damage the car for nothing. You know, so we'll have a go. I'll get the elbows up at the start of the heat race, and we'll try and pass a couple of cars and see what we can do.
Heat race time. Ryan is out of position number 7 in heat race number 4. Didn't have the best time trials, as you would have seen in our interview. He's still taking some time to get back to grips with driving a sprint car. They're so different to any other race car on the planet, and after having so long out, it's taken him a little while. So hopefully he's still enjoying it. He's got a little bit of work to do in a heat race. One thing I was talking to his dad, John, is that he seems to be racing better than he is on pure speed. So if he is going to move forward, it's going to be in a heat race sort of format, so let's see what he does. I'm excited to see.
Lane 4 and 5.
happened? Why'd you go to the bottom? Didn't feel good up there?
Oh, pussy.
Okay, at least you admit it. It was, once you got up there...
I decided to pull the wing in the trunk and run the bottom for the first couple of laps to try and pick a couple of them off. And then when I decided that really wasn't going to work anymore, I went to the top, and then by that time I couldn't get the wing forward again, could I? But then with a fair amount of aggression, I actually was able to make some speed on the top.
Yeah, you
and then
were going all right at the top.
Just making bad calls in traffic.
Oh, I thought I dropped something.
That's all.
When you caught those two guys by running on the top and then you dive bomb them,
just making bad decisions. That I just.
Good job. Good job.
I don't know how you work that out.
Sorry?
I don't know how you work that out.
Well, that was the best. You were up against the wall, right? That's the best we've looked all weekend. You did a good job.
Once you went to the top, you look good.
Oh, mate, should have lifted.
Yeah, no, that was on him. That wasn't on me.
Yeah, 100%.
I lost sight of him.
He just kept kind of...
That was. He upped an option, fucking option A and option B. He chose the wrong option.
Of course.
We're trying, mate, but to no avail at the moment. We're down to our last wing.
I can see you're a pretty competitive dude. It's not just wanting to win, you are a competitive person.
Mate, I've raced for a long time, you know, fairly successfully. It's hard to let that go. You know, we haven't even looked like making the A-main the 4 nights we've been here. That's breaks your heart, mate. You know, but the reality is we're just not good enough. It's as simple as that. I'm not, you know, the car speed comes in glimpses, but I'm finding it hard to maintain. I'm not making good decisions in traffic. You know, I'm supposed to zig when I'm supposed to zag. I'm it's just not fluid like it should be, you know.
Does it motivate you or demotivate you though?
I'm not sure at the moment, you know, like I'm kind of at a crossroads at the moment. I really need to either just stop or I need to do more, you know. And I said, you know, when I came back up here last year, I said that I didn't want to go back racing full time. No, I don't. I don't have a desire to race full time. But I need to do more than what I'm doing now, which is I've done 1 race since this time last year, and it's just not enough. You know, it's just can't come up here in this competitive field. And you know, Dad and I said from the beginning we just wanted to do this for a bit of fun. But for me, if I'm not even with a remote chance, you know, if I can't roll into the track and think if I can drive well and we get the car right, if I'm not in with an even remote chance of being competitive, for me that's not fun. I'm not having fun. That's not fun for me anymore. You know.
You can improve though. Like you want to give.
Sure, I think it's just laps. I mean, I still feel like I have it in me. I just at the moment it's just everything is happening too fast. I found when I was racing all the time, and I think you know a lot of the current top guys will tell you, everything slows down. You know, when you do it all the time, and you've got that knack for it, you know, driving the car becomes just natural. You just do it without even thinking about it, and that gives you a lot of extra capacity to make good decisions, to watch the cars around you, to have good car placement, to be precise, to know when to go, to know when not to go. At the moment, I don't have any of that. I'm flat out just driving the car at the moment. I don't have any extra capacity to process all the other things that you need to process to be competitive, and that's the difference at the moment. At the moment, it's beyond me. The car is faster than me. The other competitors are faster than me. You know, it really does hurt to admit that, but that's the cold hard truth of it. So I really just need to say, we'll go home to Perth tomorrow. We'll regroup and we'll say, I'm either going to say in the next week or 2, I'm either going to do a dozen races between now and this time next year, and then come back for another tilt, give myself half a chance, or put the gear back in the rack and call it quits. I don't feel like, you know, I'm not racing because I feel like I have anything to prove. I just wanted to have a bit of fun with my dad and you know the guys that have supported me all my life, and I've had you know good support from sponsors and fans, and you know I've got a lot of fans on my fan page that have just backed me 110%. You know.
Yeah.
And I convinced myself that I could just not race and just come out of retirement and just be competitive, but that's just unfortunately it's just not reality. I wish that it was, but it's just not. So anyway, no point crying about it. I'm not.
Concentrate on the B.
That's it. Just try and get out of the B, try and make it at the A. You know, the fire in the belly is still there. Not like it used to be, but you know, I watched the A main there last night. And watched those young blokes there just you know, that was me 20 years ago, but it's just not me anymore. You know, I just can't do that. I don't know whether you could anymore, but you know, I mean, those. What do they say? The sport's in good hands. You know, I could stop tomorrow and you know, comfortably just come and watch, and you know, I was high-fiving and yelling and screaming on the hill last night, just watching the young blokes, especially that Lockie McHugh. He's a punter. He's a serious punter, and I rate him highly. I love him. Good to watch. So, you know, it's not all bad. We'll just, like I say, we'll just regroup. Right, maybe we'll do some racing in Perth this year. See how we go, and give myself some time to have a bit of a think about it. So, stay tuned.
It is B-Main time. The pole shuffle's out there now, but the B-Main is on the grid, and Ryan is out of 13. He needs to move forward 8 spots and finish in the top 5 at least to make the show. He hasn't made the show the whole time he's been here, but as you can see by his interview, his attitude is all around the place. He knows he can do it, and I think it's quite interesting. He's really open, raw and honest with what he's saying about his racing, but really hoping he can move forward in this. These guys have worked hard, as you would have seen. They've changed the wing, they had to do some repairs to the back end of the car, the suspension, the Jacob's ladder, shocks and things like that, and obviously try and fix up the tail tank, which they've actually left on, but changed the re-crash bar as well. So just trying to get him in the right frame of mind, make some changes. They did some track work around the bottom to try and get that to come back in and to provide a couple of racing lines, but let's see what happens.
let's go more. Just got a little excited.
You got moving.
We did actually get moving, but I got a little message. I pulled the wing back a little bit too far back.
Yep.
And I was just getting a lot of push off the corners, but I got greedy and decided that I just keep rolling with it and it go away from me. Ran out of talent in the end. So
At least you're honest.
the car isn't too bad.
Yep.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good trip, but we'll regroup, go back to Perth and rebuild and go from there.
I think a lot of your fans will be happy to see you racing and happy to see you stick at it.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the season brings. Like I say, we had planned to do some racing in a 360 and maybe a 14 this coming season, but I don't know. I'm at Crossroads really now. I really need to do quite a bit more racing or just give it away, because it's very frustrating to be this uncompetitive. So I don't know what the next couple of months will bring. We'll stay posted.
Right, we are driving out of the Northline Speedway car park, which is a bit of a shit fight. I think that's the technical term. We had a really good weekend up here. I really think it's the classic, but in August. It's a lot of fun, great event, packed crowd, awesome racing. Really is awesome racing. Tonight was really on the top, but take nothing away from Benny Atkinson Jr., who just dominated the feature really to get a 10 grand win. That was pretty cool for a local 20-year-old. For us though, we were filming with Ryan Farrell obviously, and we really enjoyed that. I think it's I hope you guys really enjoyed listening to Ryan's story and kind of following him around for the night. Obviously everyone knows he's had some problems in the past, different problems, and I really just enjoyed kind of getting to meet him and understand him and see how he goes about his racing now. He's a 48-year-old guy who is at a different part of his life than he was, I guess, when he was dominating all those years ago. But great to see him racing, and really cool to be involved with his racing tonight. But other than that, that's our wrap up for August. Really, this is our 12th video for August. From Peevely to Knoxville, Oskaloosa, Darwin, these 4 races. We had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have all enjoyed these videos, and we'll see you pretty soon.